Check logs now, brother, please. When are you going to talk about Akash Singh leaving the Flagrant podcast? What the What are you talking? What is that? I don't have any opinions on this. I did not know that this is a thing that happened. Akash's wife basically bragged about him being a cuck, and now his career is ruined. Yes, I'm embarrassed. I listened to Flagrant. Wait, what? Is he actually a cuck? Like, I don't get it. Okay, now I'm actually invested. What happened? Akash's kinda. Like, what was it? Was she cheating on him? Isn't Akash's wife a stud too? Like, she's dope. That's the only thing I remember is like Akash's wife basically shitting on the politics of the podcast. And no, she just big dogs him. No, dude, she made him look like a cuck. She has embarrassed him on multiple occasions about their sex life. More than just that, she was shitting on him too. I think it was just jokes, and Akash didn't discipline her like the Flagrant audience wanted, and Flagrant audience got on his ass. She was sleeping around before they met, bragged about getting her popped, and said she wanted to leave him at his lowest. So basically, she was bragging about how she was sleeping around a ton in uni and making fun of him. She talked about how she slept around in college, and now people are calling him a cuck. Wait, I don't get it. Do people think that like most people get married as virgins or something? Like what's the problem? Okay, she slept around in college. Akash always presented her as a pure maiden or some bullshit like that. It's incels that are mad. This is dumb guy logic song, so now he's a cuck. Yes, it doesn't make sense. Podcast cringe.
We got to address
Akash Singh's wife just ended his career.
The elephant in the room, no pun intended. Okay? As I'm sure you guys are aware, our boy Akash, he really...
The brutal humiliation of a mid-tier comedian, Patrick CC from 4 months ago,
this stand-up comedian is being
1.3 million views. What the
humiliated in front of the entire world and does not know how to make it stop. Akash Singh is mostly known as being the sidekick to Andrew Schultz on the Flagrant podcast. His wife Jasleen recently started creating content that many
stud, by the way,
feel is shocking or distasteful coming from a married woman.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate. This is not...
Ooh, I mean, like, I think it's normal for someone to have a healthy sex life before and after marriage. It's a little disrespectful when you're a married person. I feel like, am I crazy to say that? I feel like it's because you're literally saying that your past life when you were, her words, not mine, popping your for white boys in frat houses was far better than your current predicament when you're popping your for your husband. It's not the experiences that she had. It's how she's reflecting on them that I think makes it a little bit different. Does that make sense? Because, like, look, I'm a fairly confident guy in the tools that I'm working with. You all know that. One thing I will say is the way that she's delivering this information, perhaps in an embellished manner, exclusively for shock and awe, because she's trying to make content out of it, will definitely lead some people to, like even the fact that she has those thoughts is normal. I don't think that's abnormal. I mean, when you're young and you have no obligations, no responsibilities, don't have kids to take care of, like that's a fun time. And it's normal for people, adults who are married, to look back at that time fondly and be like, man, I used to be crazy, right? That all of that stuff is fine. All that stuff is normal. It's just when you say it out loud in this way, in a format like this, of course people are gonna hear exactly what you're saying and make up their minds about the shortcomings of the other person.
Not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money, and my money is my money.
And if you think those clips are bad, trust me, it gets so much worse. Like when she expressed how badly she wanted to sleep with her co-host's husband.
Would y'all ever have an orgy together with your husband? Rhea, I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this couple is good looking, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him.
Maybe.
I just know that Nav's is like at least 10 inches.
You would only be down for an orgy if
or it's thick. It's thick.
Jasleen regularly
Oh my God, that's Okay, that's Oh, brother. Am I being baited? Am I being baited? This is like this. Okay, chat. The way that chatter framed the story led me to believe that this was like incel. This was like a very incel perspective. That's pretty crazy. It's like the equivalent of Akash running around and being like, damn, I really want to, the shit out of that woman or this woman. You know what I mean? And that would be very disrespectful to her, right? This is, I mean, it is a little disrespectful, like beyond the, gender dynamic at play. Obviously, it's a patriarchal society. People will run with even like totally modest statements to make it seem like it's a big deal. This definitely is a lot worse. She refused to kiss him on the mouth too. Someone tell him. What? She refused to. What are you? What?
Romanticizes sleeping with other men, films her arguments with Akash to post on TikTok, brags about being a gold digger, and actively refuses to kiss her husband in public, not even during his proposal. This is the type of relationship that 99% of you watching pray you will never find yourself in. But anyone who criticizes Jasleen and the potential harmful influence she may have on couples, she calls them incel red pillars. Then again, it's somewhat understandable considering sometimes the right message can come from the wrong messenger, because Akash was actually warned by the Fresh and Fit podcast that he was going to find himself in this exact type of situation. In the early 2020s, there was a digital uprising of self-proclaimed alpha males who claimed their traditional views of masculinity were directly conflicting with mainstream liberal ideologies. Guys like Myron Gaines and Walter Weeks of the Fresh and Fit podcast got viral attention talking about traditional gender roles, relationship dynamics, and what being a real man is. And even though Akash and Andrew host a comedy podcast, they often dabble in more serious, broader social commentary, which led to them inviting on the Fresh and Fit guys to discuss some of their views on masculinity.
Cuck's not doing well right now, bro. They being attacked from all sides. Don't they like it though? I don't know how the cuck stuff works. Isn't that like a kink where you're like kind of busting fat nuts when everybody's humiliating you? If humiliation is a part of the whole. Aren't we technically participating in the kink when we actually shame a cuck, like inadvertently? I don't know how any of this shit works.
And relationships.
Yeah, the cuck has all the power technically.
Many of which Akash disagreed with. He was particularly bothered by this phrase or relationship philosophy that Fresh and Fit used that said, pimp or be pimped.
One person in the relationship.
Foreign's video on Akash is better. Dog, it's 53 minutes. It's 50. It's 50 damn 3 damn minutes long, man. I need the cliff notes, you know?
Whoever cares less.
Wait, Sean C also covered it. His wife hates him. Dude, this seems like this was happening like 4 months ago. What the was I doing? I had no idea this shit was popping.
Has the leverage, and we want the guy to always care less.
We
want the man to always have the leverage.
Childish as
And you guys might not like hearing that.
Childish.
But we truly feel.
I'm not. These aren't new beliefs, bro. You're not telling me some shit none of us have ever heard. We all heard this from fraternity.
It kind of sucks that she basically was like, no, they're right. She was like, I bet. The Manosphere been growing massive troves of content for you. Like, I can't believe it because it's like clearly the Fresh and Fit guys are insane, right? And their worldview is around women hate. But I think people forget that, like, yeah, sometimes a lady can be maybe not super nice, you know? Like, it's just, we often forget, like, it doesn't mean that this is representative of all women in any way, shape, or form. You hate to see someone give so much ammunition to the people who are consistently wrong and horrible monsters in general.
Guys in college. I'm saying there's room in and I don't have a problem with a lot of the stuff you say. I just think there is room for growth. And you guys' refusal to acknowledge it almost kind of proves it to me, confirms it to me that you guys are not willing to grow right now. And that's fine. That's some ego shit.
Throughout the pod, Andrew seemed to have no problem having a serious, calm conversation about someone else's worldview despite not fully agreeing with it. But Akash was clearly much more upset with what they were saying. Most of the podcast, it didn't feel like he was listening, but rather just waiting for his turn to speak and assert his own personal philosophy on dating. However, Fresh and Fit were mostly known to say outlandish and straight up disrespectful things about women on a regular basis. So most people naturally sided with Akash's view of equity and equality in relationships, as well as understood his general frustration towards the.
Like, I think he could be in a horrible predicament in his relationship personally, but like his points that he's making, the broader points that he's making are not wrong. Like the broader points that he's making about like these guys being clownish, childish, filled to the brim with women hate, that I do agree. It's just that, you know, it's clear that he's not in, at least from my outsider's perspective, from the couple clips that I just saw, I was like, that's not looking too great. You know, that's just not looking too great for our boy Akash. Okay. Not looking great at all. It seems there's something going on there. Maybe he likes it. If he does, you know, more power to him, right? Maybe he enjoys the humiliation. Maybe it's a fetish. Maybe he likes being in a relationship like that. You're getting clip chimped hard. Like, what is the clip chimp like in this situation where she goes, haha, I'm just kidding. I'm in a loving relationship. And this is how I would portray myself, fantasizing about the large piece of my podcast co-host husband is what I would say if I was portraying myself as a bad partner. Bro, she said girthy. She said 10 inches. Then she said girthy, you know, like what's the clip? What is it when the clip ends? She goes, as soon as the clip ends, she goes, haha, I was just kidding. Obviously, I would never say these things.
Frustration towards these guys. What we would later discover is that the reality of Akash's own personal relationship reflected the exact situation that Fresh and Fit were trying to warn him about. But before we dive deeper, I want to talk about one of the most disturbing industries in America, data brokers. They provide reports like this that have information about you in Flagrant and Fresh and Fit, Flagrant and Despite the episode ending relatively cordially, members of the Flagrant and Fresh and Fit podcast would trade shots at each other over the next few years, but tensions reached a boiling point.
Wait, this was in 2023?
When Myron of the Fresh and Fit podcast called out Akash and his wife Jasleen. He tweeted, Akash Singh tried to lecture me about women years ago. Here's his wife making a mockery of him and herself on a podcast. And linked below was a full episode of the Main Character podcast hosted by Jasleen Singh and her friend Nahal Mawani. The women described their podcast as unfiltered girl talk and sells itself as being for the ones who live life like the plot revolves around them, because it does. This description on the surface is relatively harmless, but once you take a closer look at the podcast itself, you see that this description is extremely accurate. Two women who think they're the main characters of the world talking about themselves with absolutely no filter. One comment that stood out in this episode was where Jasleen discusses her and her husband's finances.
Man that doesn't want to have a joint bank account or isn't being transparent with his accounts or has separate accounts, that's a red flag. And I will say it again.
Bro, why is this any of our business? Great question. I think it's because they're all content creators.
And because I know there's going to be already like incel troll mother. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money and my money is my money. And look, have I only made $600 from content creating?
Wow, it went up $100 from
Oh, she's rage baiting here. Like, this is 100% rage baiting. You can tell from the tone that she's taking that is rage bait, but you know, and I don't really care about her saying this shit, but the other stuff is like kind of fucked up.
But that's my money, okay? So just so we're clear, no, that's actually a red flag, because I know so many girls in my life personally that have been with guys that weren't transparent about money, and they ended up being terrible in other aspects, and like people ended up breaking up in divorces, et cetera, et cetera. So that is actually my number one. They must be generous with their finances from day one.
For context, Jasleen is not a celebrity by any means. She does not have a job of her own and has only been able to build her internet following thanks to her husband supplementing her lifestyle. And this is not a dig at her at all. She talks about this a lot in her content, and some even think she brags about it.
Okay, hi, my name is Jasleen, and these are things that I do as a stay-at-home wife. Or sorry, I don't do. I don't cook, I don't clean, and I don't do my husband's laundry. I feel that I don't have to do things to justify or prove my worth that I'm allowed to do this.
Now, some may interpret this as just jokes, but she also frequently posts day in my life videos where she romanticizes her routine of doing essentially nothing all day long.
I actually do this. I just do this. Like, I sit here.
this.
Now, if this is the agreement this couple has in their relationship, then that's fine. It is what it is. Being a stay-at-home wife or mother is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of, but it's the aggressive tone and entitlement she gives off that has earned her the label of a gold digger, something that she subtly implies to be.
Now, like, people are like, oh, that's gold digging or that's something. No, it's not.
Okay, then I'm digging.
Yeah.
If that wasn't bad enough, Ghislaine frequently discusses other men that she would like to cheat on her husband with.
I never watched that show, but like he's on my
Yeah, that is the only thing that I think, like her being like, I'm a gold digger, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. I actually don't give a fuck about any of this. Even this part of the, why am I watching this? God damn it, I got hooked. The hook was so compelling. Oh my God. Oh my God, what am I doing? How did I get here? Okay, well, I'm already invested. I have to see more of it.
Oh, yeah.
Chase Crawford, Jacob Elordi, Austin Butler.
Now, some people see the whole celebrity crush thing as unserious because the celebrity feels so distant, so unreachable, that it's basically the same thing as fantasizing about a fictional character. Like, it's not really cheating because in their minds the situation is so unrealistic that it becomes harmful.
Yeah, because it is. I'm telling you, man, there's a difference between someone being like, oh, these are my hall passes or whatever. It literally is. Versus saying that about your podcast co-host husband. Like, those are in entirely different zip codes. I don't give a shit about her also being like, oh, I'm a bad wife or whatever all that stuff is irrelevant. But there is a level of disrespect beyond that.
Harmless. Others see this as straight up openly admitting they'd hook up with someone else that wasn't their husband because celebrities are just people too, after all.
Him in that movie, like, did kind of, like, rewire my sexual...
But is that your type, Ranbir Kapoor?
Not anymore, but, like, he was so hot and tall, and he's like Mera Naam Bunny, like Bugs Bunny, and I was like, okay.
But Ghislaine didn't just openly fantasize about sleeping with other famous men.
Yeah, this stuff this is incel rage bait. I mean, the way that they're interpreting this stuff, it's kind of like, what's going on here is this. There is some things that she has absolutely said that are pretty fucked up in a normal, healthy relationship. But the kernel of truth at the heart of this story is being padded by unlimited amounts of misogynistic framework, right? And I feel like that's what's going on, where it's like she's, perhaps not the best partner, or maybe she is the best partner for Akash. I have no idea, right? Depends on if he's happy or not, because I have no assessment. I have no way to know what's in his heart. I have no way to know what the internal dynamic of this relationship is. So all of this is just people from the outside interpreting the relationship and what it looks like and adding a shit ton of extra stuff to really pad the deck. I know this because like I often am on the receiving end of a lot of like smear operations where they'll like take a perspective that I have, a real perspective that I hold, and they will bastardize it to the 11th degree, adding on a whole bunch of things that'd be like, oh, these are the anti-communist perspectives that I already had, and all of the baggage that I already have, I'm applying to this individual.
Quite literally admitted to wanting to sleep with her co-host husband, Nav.
Would y'all ever have an together with your husband?
Yeah, that part, I'm gonna skip it. It's too much. It's too much to see. This is too much. This is, oh God. Okay, fuck it. I'll play it again.
This couple is so good looking, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
No, I kind of love it, but I'm like, us for it? Okay, maybe.
I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches.
You would only be down for an orgy for
it's thick. It's thick.
The original question was a joke about all four of them sleeping together. However, Ghislaine only talks about Nav and never mentions her own husband, even excluding him from the hypothetical and talking about a three-person situation. Nahal clearly attempts to steer the conversation back to the dynamic being four people to respect Akash, while Ghislaine continues to fantasize about Nav. Once again, you could argue that Ghislaine is just joking. But when you joke about something over and over again, especially in a short period of time, you start to wonder if there's a little bit of truth to that. Even while talking about her husband in a positive light, Ghislaine can't help but imply that Nav is a better husband than her own. To make matters worse, only minutes later in the podcast, they bring their husbands on, where Akash is forced to sit next to the man.
What? Oh my God, brother.
His wife was just fantasizing about having sex with, and she once again brings up having a threesome with Nahal and Nav while Akash is sitting right there.
I'm a hustler. who scams a little bit. I'm not a scammer who
I'm not
hustles.
gonna lie, that was sexy, and that's why I'm actively trying to have an orgy.
Even at the end of the episode, Jasleen once again, completely unprovoked, states that she wants to sleep with Nav.
On the main character pod, we love you, we hate you,
I
we
guess
respect
we
you.
love you, but I actually love you in one of all of you.
You would be hard-pressed to make a compelling argument that Jasleen is only joking when she brought up this topic multiple times. And when we get to hear from Akash directly about his perspective of their relationship, you almost get this sense of relief from him that he finally can express how he really feels about Jasleen's behavior.
When she's running 2 hours late to a dinner reservation that I worked really hard to get, and then I'm like, baby, we're running late, and she's like, are you kidding me? Do you know? I don't give a if we're late to this dinner. They're lucky to have us. And I'm like, oh, that's what we're doing. #1 restaurant in the New York Times. You know how hard a reservation
She's like, call them right now. Call them right now. This is not a fun session.
I'm not even joking. This is how main character I am. I was like, Sema will be lucky.
Yeah, okay, she's just like an annoying person. Like that's okay, that's what it is. Okay, yeah, she is designed in a laboratory to make incels scream in agony, I think. To go, I told you so. She's just spoiled. She's a spoiled, annoying person. Case closed.
That I would grace them with my presence tonight.
Jasleen seems to think that being the main character means being as entitled and rude as possible, with no regard for anyone.
Yeah, that's literally what that means, by the way, Patrick. That is quite literally what it is. It's probably the only self-awareness that she demonstrates throughout this entire process.
Else's personal feelings. Stories like these demonstrate that Jasleen's selfish demeanor isn't just played up for laughs on a podcast, but exists within her real life as well. Akash comes off visibly frustrated when talking about his wife's toxic behavior, turning it into a therapy session for him where he can finally let out his pent-up rage.
When I say I'm tired, she can't just let me be tired. I travel, I work, and I'm very blessed to do what I do.
He also has really bad insomnia.
I have really bad insomnia. I work 335 days a year. I'm so blessed to do what I do. This is not a complaint. But when I tell my wife I'm tired, I want her to say, I'm sorry, baby. I understand. That must be exhausting, buying me all these things. Instead, she goes, so am I. And if I dare open my mouth to go, what the did you do that made you tired? Now it's a problem. Now it's a fight. So I gotta sit there.
I went to Pilates.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Now, there definitely is a humorous delivery to the story that Akash is telling, but it does seem to be rooted in genuine problems he has with his relationship. Jasleen displays an extremely selfish and entitled mindset, both on the podcast and in their real life. Are we really meant to believe that all of this is just funny, just jokes? Well, ironically, that's basically how Akash justifies putting up with this behavior.
It's adorable when she does these things. Like, I just look at it and here's the rule in our marriage. It's been unspoken, but now we're just saying it now that we're both making content. If it's funny, we're good. Like, if it's funny, and if it's not funny and it hurt the other person's feelings, you apologize, you move on.
Any logical person understands this is an extremely slippery slope, because literally anything can be passed off as a joke or an attempt to make a joke. Like this video she posted to TikTok, where you can hear them both chuckling from time to time, but it's clear they are both frustrated and quite literally just documenting themselves having an argument.
Do you know what my husband just tried to do to me?
Yeah.
I think this dude, in some ways, kind of like, I mean, she's hot, and he just was like, oh, I hit the lottery. You know, I swung for the fences, and I kind of secured some here, and then that's it. And he's just getting humiliated after successfully punching up. Are you trying to f her too? No. What the f is wrong with you? Her personality is, in my opinion, like everything that I've seen thus far. Hassan, I want you to know you have undone years of growth with 1,000 people in your audience. Their incel has been reawakened and being empowered at 2016 levels. No, being an incel would cause you to apply this, not to the individual, but like across the board to all women. The point is, yeah, there's gonna be people that are just not great. Okay, that's it. But I will say that everything I've seen thus far is so crazy that I thought it was like a preordained arrangement where they just know they're both leaning into it or something. Would you allow Dua Lipa to do this to you? No, dude. There's no one on the planet that I would ever allow to treat me this way, because I have self-respect. No disrespect, but like I don't think anyone should allow. I mean, unless they enjoy it. That's why I keep saying maybe he enjoys it, right?
We're leaving. Shut up. We're leaving in Paris in 5 hours, so tensions are a little high. We also just redid our closet.
This is all her closet now. She took the whole closet.
Which we already agreed.
I mean, this stuff is nothing. This is irrelevant. Like little arguments here and there is totally irrelevant. It's just, I think the one that pushes it over the limit is like the way she speaks about her podcast co-host husband, and then also in front of Akash himself. Like that is actually disrespectful. I do think the overwhelming majority of content creators in the manosphere would still make this exact same video, even if she didn't say things like that. But at that point, you know, I don't think they would have that same argument. I don't think it would be as applicable. This is a situation and we're monitoring it. Yes.
Agreed upon.
And now she's saying she doesn't have no space.
And now I'm saying I don't have space for all my. I don't have space for. Can you show?
Yeah.
I don't have space for all my Indian suits because I like my dresses spaced out. Do you know what Akash just did?
Here you go. Watch this. Oh my God.
I'm not doing
Look how
that.
much space exists.
I'm not doing that.
So what do you want to do? You want to buy a separate house with all hanger space?
No.
In another video, she documents her being stressed out about packing for a lavish vacation in the wealthiest area of America, which is only a 3-hour drive from their apartment.
Okay, so me and my husband are supposed to leave tonight to go to the Hamptons for 2 weeks, and I haven't even packed anything yet. So I was just like, I'm really stressed. Like, I don't want to go tonight because I still have to pack. I haven't even started. I have to finish my laundry.
Really, I know this is a really hard day. What did you do again?
Oh, today?
Yeah.
I had a mani-pedi.
Oh, wow, that's so stressful.
Wait, and I had a massage.
It's how stressful to go to the Hamptons for 2 weeks. The Hamptons, Hawaii.
Akash puts up with Jaslene's selfish behavior and entitlement because he thinks they are just cute jokes. But it clearly isn't just jokes. Jasleen even says that Akash's birthday is her least favorite day of the year because it's the only day she can't be mean to him.
Okay, May the 4th is Akash's birthday. And
May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
Yeah, and every year I dread it because I have to be nice the whole day, and I have to get him something, and I have to also be nice and do like acts
said
of
that twice.
kindness.
She's really not okay with it.
She said that twice?
She's really not okay with it.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, it's really hard
For her, it's really hard.
for me.
She needs to just, you know.
Listen, I'm just used to being treated like a princess all day, every day. So that one day that I don't,
Oh, what torture.
yeah.
Akash is the Indian Will Smith. Bro, Akash married the girl Fresh and Fit warned you not to marry. She's the embodiment of what Fresh and Fit said to avoid. Akash's rejection of Fresh and Fit's ideology now looked more like a defensive response born out of insecurity, considering her previous comments about her cheating on her husband, the unapologetically consumerist lifestyle that he funds, and the clear unsettling tension she
The unapologetically consumerist lifestyle that he funds, like, oh, come on, man. Yeah, bro, they're rich. Like, why do also wealthy YouTubers make it seem like they live this ascetic lifestyle whenever they are farming outrage for other content creators? It's like, bro, you literally have a massive YouTube channel with 2.48 million subscribers. Like, just because there's no insight into how you live your life, like, what is this? What is this count? What is this argument that you're presenting? Like, oh, it's an unbelievably lavish lifestyle that Akash provided for this bad woman. It's like, come on, dude.
has with Akash made many question what her true...
Yeah, she's just narcissistic and annoying, and the internet has obviously fed into some of those personality flaws, and she's just farming. She's just rage baiting to a degree. He can still critique it. No, that part is stupid. It's a stupid thing to critique. What do you mean? Like that's not an adequate or apt critique of this relationship. That's my point. That's my argument. Come on, bro, you can't defend this. No, I'm not defending it at all. What the fuck are you talking about? I just called her narcissistic and annoying, and also because it's opulent. This is opulence. This is opulence for you. That they live in an apartment where they were capable of. I mean, they're rich enough to live in an apartment where they have a closet. This is. Wow, look at that. The peak of abundance. It's like Laura Loomer literally taking a creep shot of me sleeping on the plane, being like, see, the lap of luxury. Bro, you want to defend opulent consumerism, it sounds like, but you want to defend opulent consumerism? I forgot that every single person that I talk to on the internet actually has a barrel strapped to their chest and are not typing this away from their Connecticut McMansions that their finance executive parents own. Forgot Forgot that chatters are tuning in from a stolen Wi-Fi in a McDonald's bathroom off of their phones that they also stole. Everyone in Twitch has a blue-collar worker. Yeah.
Tension she has with Akash made many question had no actual emotional or romantic tie to the man that she married, and these sentiments would only grow stronger as people took notice of a very strange pattern of behavior, that being her tendency to avoid kissing Akash, and even straight up dodging his kisses when he tries to initiate.
I don't know.
She's a good liar.
Then she's a good liar.
That's a friend that lies for you and not to you.
And this was not just a one-time occurrence. Entire compilations have been created showing just how often Ghislaine avoids kissing her own husband. To make matters worse, not only did she dodge a kiss from Akash during their marriage proposal, but she also dodged his kiss a second time when he proposed to have their vows renewed. But Ghislaine says it's nothing more than her being uncomfortable with public displays of affection.
I'll also respond to the people saying I don't like my husband because I turned away from a kiss. I've never liked PDA, physical touch. I find it really overstimulating. And so it's something I actually work through with my husband because that's his love language.
Now, having issues with PDA are extremely common. However, it is worth considering all of the other things Ghislaine has no problem doing on camera. She's constantly talking about sex on her podcast and on her TikTok, not to mention the fact that she posted an entire video where she is clearly not wearing any pants, getting treatment for a bruise she got during sex. And as if it couldn't get worse, she also flirts with the doctor.
Also, I heard you're single. Is that true?
We'll go back to treatment.
So she has no problem posting.
Okay, so, you know, Akash is laying it down, right? Isn't that evidence that they are I feel so bad for this dude, man. Her last TikTok, yeah, she's getting piped. For without that, I would have never gotten signed and my husband would have never sold out Radio City. They have sex but no kissing. Reminds you of something. Imagine forming a perspective on this woman and her relationship purely from the slop tuber and his bad faith framing, Omega Law. Yeah, I mean, even the framing itself shows that they be right? Akash Singh's wife, Jasleen, thinks Desi girls are going to white men because brown boys are trash.
Don't blame the brown girls for going to white men. Blame yourself and your friends for being trash options. Now, before you're like, wait, Justine, not all.
Oh my God, she's hitting every angle. I swear to God, she is like a professional. She was built in a laboratory to piss off every brown boy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like, it literally feels like she just designs these takes in a laboratory. I think we just shouldn't have the internet. That's what I think. Okay. She got a taste of like negative reaction and she loved the attention. So she's just like farming it. It's rage bait. I mean, she might believe it too. I don't really give a shit whether she believes it or not, but it's like clear that she's leaning into it.
Herself having very graphic conversations, half-naked videos of herself, and flirting with other men, but she draws the line at giving her own husband a kiss. Just doesn't really make sense. Not only did Jasleen look extremely shady, it now seemed like she was perfectly comfortable with lying about her relationship to make herself look better. And it turns out she wasn't just lying to her small audience, she was also lying to her own husband as well. Now, Jasleen constantly claiming that she has main character energy is particularly interesting. This is supposed to mean that you are liberated from others' judgment and confident in yourself. But for some, saying you have main character energy is just an acceptable way to admit that you are a narcissist. And narcissists tend to lie about everything, which is why many refused to believe Jasleen when she said that she was a virgin before meeting Akash. Akash has previously stated that he and Jasleen were both virgins before they met.
My wife also hadn't had any partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Now, let me ask you this: do you believe her?
If you've seen her, then it's hard to believe. Yeah. I remember I was just like, what?
Jasleen, in a separate podcast, made the same statement.
I was at the point where I was ready, because I don't know if you told her, because I was.
Oh no, I didn't know you were a virgin too.
So I was a virgin too when I met him.
However, posts made by Jasleen herself tell a completely different story, like the one where she reminisces on the days she spent in college, passing herself around to other men.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate.
Now, technically, she doesn't say that she was sleeping with them, but it is heavily implied. And despite many feeling like they caught—
What do you mean? She said she was popping her. What the fuck does that imply? I mean, that's what it is, right?
her in a lie, she surprisingly doubled down in a response to the criticism, claiming that she did in fact lose her virginity to Akash. Even though Jasleen has disabled the comments on her social media, preventing anyone from criticizing her on her own page.
Oh, yeah. No, that would be like, see, this is the other stuff where it, like, in my opinion, it moves into the other territory where it's like, yeah, she's probably getting inundated with a barrage of incels that in some way she totally is leaning into.
She still sees the backlash, and her justification for acting the way she does online just makes everything so much worse. Jasleen has made a few public responses on her TikTok.
Oh, when she was saying she was popping her she just meant like she was dancing,
where she claims that she's being canceled, which is funny because she has nothing to be canceled from. She has no show to be fired from, no brand deal to lose, no job, no platform that anyone could realistically take away from her. In the last few years, cancel culture has become such a buzzword that people will use as a shield against any form of criticism. If an influencer or celebrity frames their criticism as, oh, they're just trying to cancel me, a certain group of viewers will immediately jump to their defense without doing any research. They hear the word cancel and assume it's just another example of people online trying to ruin someone's life for no reason. But Jasleen is the one who decided to blurt out all of this stuff about her relationship for the internet, and she's being criticized for it. It's that simple. But she mostly chalks up all the negative attention to just coming from red pillars and incels trying to cancel her because she doesn't fit the traditional wife role.
When you're a simple little boy, it just breaks their brain that a girl can like just be loved for simply existing. My husband loves me for simply existing. I don't have to cook or clean to justify my worth.
Now, nobody is saying that she needs to cook and clean and fit some 1950s idea of a trad wife to have value.
Okay, I think you just made a really good point, and I think this is real. Incels are attracted to toxic women like a moth to a flame, man, is so real. I think when you have like a healthy relationship, if you've had like a healthy dating life, you kind of, especially once you get to a certain age, you kind of see stuff like this and you're like, yeah, I would never be interested in this at all. I'm out, right? But I feel like a lot of incels that haven't had any relationships whatsoever, or have had like one relationship that went sour and then they just like developed their entire worldview around how like every woman is just like this person that wronged me, and that pushed them further and further into the depths of the manosphere and hating on women. They actively, in my opinion, seek out this kind of behavior where they can't look away. It's more so just almost just like ritualistic humiliation. It's a constant desperate way to confirm your biases. You look for validation from other men who also have the same perspective as well. So in some ways, like, this woman is perfect for it, right? She's perfect because she does represent a lot of the qualities of what these incels present like all women as.
Issue is that publicly romanticizing other men, joking about cheating, and openly fantasizing about life before your husband isn't empowerment, it's disrespect. It's not about gender roles, it's about basic partnership and companionship. And her mentality and behavior influencing others is potentially harmful to relationships or even single people all around the world. Her second response came a few days later, after people had thoroughly scrubbed through her digital footprint. Jasleen should have realized at this point that it was more than just incels coming after her, but she does make an interesting point about the criticism she was receiving.
Why are you mad if me and my husband are cool with each other, if we both make
Okay, fair. Low-key kind of fair, though. That's a fair
jokes
point.
at each other's expense? The difference is my husband will go on stage and say whatever the he wants about me. No one has anything to say. It's like, oh my God, it's so funny, it's so relatable. But then I come on TikTok and I make jokes and now you have a problem because I don't have a mic in my hand?
Ironic.
To be fair, I have no idea what Akash's takes are on the relationship, so I don't know. We've only seen one side of it.
Yes. If she did have a microphone in her hand, it would be way different. If she was trying to make it as a stand-up comic and her material focused...
Wait, what? No, what? No, that's what... No, she is making content. What? I don't think that's the same standard at all. He has a lot of those takes, calls her a bitch all the time. Women cannot make jokes online. They always assume to be serious. Yeah, so I don't know anything about Akash's commentary on the relationship. Akash said it's just jokes, but people are claiming he's being abused and forced to lie about it. Yeah, the only thing that I think is like kind of up, and it doesn't matter if it was Akash doing it to his wife. From my perspective, from my standards, right, is like talking about someone else's husband. That's like, I mean, that's crazy, right? And it's the same if Akash was like, yeah, I'd love to dig out your podcast co-host. I'd be like, whoa, that's insane. Like, you guys are in a loving relationship. That's the mother of your children. Like that's my perspective. Maybe they don't have those standards, right? But that's it. That's what I would. That's the only thing that I've seen here that I'm like, ugh. She's otherwise like kind of annoying. But again, my standards different for everybody else. Am I crazy if I just read this as classic drama content shit? Like, it's not healthy compared to other people who don't do that, but it's also kind of part of the deal with content creator influencer types. Is not normal relationship with both people run podcasts. Let's be real with ourselves. Yeah, they have kids, I think, right? Isn't that what she said? To be fair, Akash cheats on her all the time by throating Schultz's dick every day. Well, apparently no longer will he be throating Schultz's dick because he left the podcast.
Around her being a gold digger or cheating on her husband, people would likely assume that she's being self-deprecating and not to take her as seriously. Because when you are on stage with a mic, people understand that it is a form of performance art.
Like, I don't even agree with this take. I do think that like a lot of the stuff that she says, rage baiting on TikTok, is just her doing a bit for sure. And I don't think it's as relevant. But there are still lines, right? There's still boundaries.
That was thought about, written, practiced, and perfected over time. But she isn't selling herself as a comedian. Her podcast is branded as Unfiltered Girl Talk, which implies that Ghislaine is offering her honest thoughts and feelings while present. Not to mention
being like hyper autistic about the interpretation. It's still content for sure.
Same things she tries to pass off as jokes, she also attempts to justify as valid opinions she genuinely has. Also, her TikTok is quite literally a behind-the-scenes look at her real life and real dynamics with her husband. She is picking and choosing what should be considered as jokes and what is serious to, again, deflect criticism. This is likely the exact same thing she does to Akash in their personal relationship, which is why he doesn't even realize he is being disrespected and humiliated. Akash certainly complains about his relationship while doing stand-up.
My wife is objectively gorgeous. Me, no. So that's what you got to do. I got to work my ass off, and then every time she starts looking at me and she starts assessing my beauty, I just throw a bag at that. Chest pass. I'm telling you, ladies, if you have a good guy, do you know what he needs? A vacation. You hear it all the time. A relationship is hard work. Marriage is a job. Well, every good job gives you 2 weeks vacation. And if you have a good man, I promise you I know what his dream vacation is. Because every good guy's dream vacation is your vacation. Go somewhere. Go anywhere you want.
But in a more personal setting, like a podcast for example, Akash is significantly more graceful when talking about his wife.
She just says everything she's feeling at whatever moment. It's done. She just tells me when she's pissed off at me. It just all comes out. It took me a while to appreciate that because initially I'm like, why are you so combative? What's this about? God damn, stop fighting with me all the time. And then I was like, oh no, she just lets it out and she's free. All these little social niceties that we all do where we just lie.
Bro took the simping crown from Will Smith. Feeling the pressure from all the backlash, Akash started interrupting his stand-up performances to talk about social media drama. As one fan wrote, I went to the 7 p.m. show last night and it was extremely awkward.
Okay, I'm skipping the rest of this. I feel like the rest of it is like, God, I watch Patrick's stuff sometimes, but it's like, I don't know what it is, but for me, when I see commentary like this, that's like so heavily biased, I'm like, I'm not getting the accurate information. I do feel like a lot of people are so invested in farming that they just kind of drop all investment in like giving you what the information is. 2 days ago, Akash said he's leaving Flagrant to pursue full-time comedy, but people are blaming his wife for it. Andrew Schultz reveals that Akash Singh has left the Flagrant podcast after 9 years to pursue stand-up comedy full-time after his relationship with his wife went viral months ago.
The elephant in the room, no pun intended, okay? As I'm sure you guys are aware, our boy Akash, he really went through it earlier this year, showed amazing resilience and, you know, selling out Radio City recently, setting records in Toronto, just crushing stand-up around the globe, and literally just like living the dreams that he would tell me about at 2 a.m. when we're eating egg sandwiches at Veselka. So it's been amazing to see, but the experience has put things in perspective for him, and he's made the decision to focus all.
I do think that there is a stranglehold that like incels have. Incels are extremely online and they do have a legitimate stranglehold on content creation in some ways because people are so worried about disrupting that pattern and pissing them off.
His energy on stand-up. He is going to be stepping away from the pod. It is bittersweet. You know, we wish that he did not want to do that, but at the same time, you know, it's very hard not to root for your friend, you know, literally living his dreams. And if he feels he's got to give everything to that, then that's exactly what he's got to do. And we're going to rock with him. We hope you guys continue to rock with him. Go check out the show. We saw the show Radio City. It's phenomenal. You guys should absolutely go check it out. AkashSingh.com for tickets. So we just wanted to, you know, clear the air. Akash hasn't been on the pod for a while. We thought it was time that we, you know, talk to you guys about it. Thoughts, boys?
It's bittersweet because this is my brother. I love him. I was here day one of this podcast, and it's like, all right, we were started together and together. Bad boys for life.
Yeah.
Some gay shit. You know? But yeah, man, I'm proud of him. I'm just so proud, like being at Radio City and just seeing like just everybody was animated, like they loved it. Like, I'm just proud of him. And I think back to
him calling his wife a bitch repeatedly. Yeah, that's literally in the same framework. I agree. It's like, it's ridiculous. I don't think people understand, okay? Your partner, your wife, is a part of your person, okay? You're a team. So when you disrespect your partner, you're disrespecting yourself. I have too much respect for myself to engage in that. That's it. So yeah, it's cringe all the same. If you're like, oh, my bitch ass wife doesn't cook or clean, it's like, what are you? Okay, so you just kind of suck. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you in this relationship then if you hate it? If I'm to take it seriously, right? If we're looking at this stuff sincerely, if there's like a kernel of truth in the commentary and it's not just like someone doing a bit or whatever, then yeah.